All right, I think I've somewhat recovered after last night's absolute shocker. I personally had 6 players in this game, and there was only 5 players that got 50 or above in this one. So, yeah, a very low scoring game, unfortunately. And I suppose last week I got lucky with my Bunnies players. This week it was quite the opposite, unfortunately. So, yes, I do get to leave Jai Gray out if I want to with his 35, but Keon Kolomatangi with 22. Thank goodness he's well into the 70+% ownership for people around my rank in the top 1,000 there. Thankfully, we had an alright score from Hughes. Whiten was pretty solid there, but we had Cook was really low. Grand under 50. It was a bit of a shocker overall. We'll kick it off with the good, and that was Jerome Hughes with the 58, a try assist in there, 18 tackles, 8 tackle breaks there for himself. Kick meters were pretty low at 264. Obviously, there was a decent amount of points there at 44 in this game, but 111 run meters was really solid. So, yeah, getting a 58 from Hughes priced at 718 is great. So we'll take that as a win for a starter here. Cam Murray, 44 tackles for 8 misses. Kind of cooked him this game. Otherwise, with that try, would have easily been a mid-60s to 70 type of score if he was down at his normal missed tackle range. But for anyone who did buy Cam Murray, you get a 56 for your troubles at 662k. A very nice score there in that one. Fletcher Myers in his second game, I believe there, coming up with a long-range try off a Pappy pass, and what about the just no emotion from him? Oh, Fletcher. Young Fletcher, I should say. Just take it, run the length, outrun Pappy, ran faster than him. Usually with the ball, you slow down a little bit, and Pap couldn't even catch up. Couldn't make any ground at all. So, yeah, very interesting that was there for Fletcher, and then picked up a second try later in the game as well. Show some emotion, big boy. It's your first try in the NRL. Anyway, I know I think I'd be going off my tree if I managed to score a try in the NRL. But anywho, Nick Meaney with a 50, a bit of a higher score from him for this season. He's lost 109 on the year, moving to centre, averaging 40. So not the worst move there, that's for sure. Trent Liero, 50 points for him. End up still playing through the middle with Nelson playing on that right edge. And yeah, a good score from him with 50 in that one. I think there's a couple of people that own him right now. Harry Grant kind of saved his score in the last 10 or so minutes. He was mid-30s and then picked up a line break in there, a few tackle breaks, some kick meters as well at 101. Tackle numbers, 39 for 4 misses, not super ideal, and that stopped him from going into the 50s there. Whiten did his job. He was sort of 16 at halftime, picked up 30 in the second half, just through base, which we know he's good at doing. The 17 tackles, 2 misses, gets his tackle breaks if he's running the footy, 153 metres run, 318 on the kicking side, so he cannot complain at all with a 46 from Jackie White, and I'll be looping him in myself. Richie Kenner, 45 for him. Pappenhausen, 43, with a line break try and a try assist as well, so help them get the win in this one. 6 tackle breaks, 126 on the run meters, so at his price point, it's a little bit above that, what he scored, which is ideal. Nelson with just a damaging try there, 42 for him. Played 68 minutes on that edge, which is pretty crazy. So good stuff for Nelson. Anyone that did decide to buy him, yeah, that one game, it probably goes back to the bench or into 13 role, but a really solid score there for him. Damien Cook, was a pretty tough little game for Damien. It just was a very slow accumulation for the entirety of the game. There was no real point where it stood out for him. He kind of snuck to about 22 at halftime, and then, yeah, only 19 in the second half there, just in tackles, missing 3. Only 43 on the running side, which has been a massive feature of his game in recent history. No try savers, no turnover tackles, no try involvements, no tackle breaks, no offloads. A very low game for him and a frustrating one, but he did get 95 last week. So you're averaging it out. As I said, last week was too good to be true for my Bunnies players, and this week we're back down to earth. But the positive I do have to look at is the fact that next week they come up against the Tigers again. So hopefully some decent scores from a few of these guys. Tyron Wishart, 41 for him in 49 minutes. So playing plenty of time through the middle there. 20 tackles for him, 2 misses. Good running of the footy. A line break and try assist very early with that try back to Pap at the start, early on in that game. Warbrick with a double. A decent game for him, but obviously some errors on that front. You had Blory with a 37. Not the end of the world, but I suppose probably some higher run meters than normal. But yeah, it took him, I think, 20 minutes to have his first run, and it was a little crash play that was no chance of a try, about 5-6 meters out. So he only picked up like 3 run meters. I was like, yeah, cool, first run is like that. But yeah, a couple of tackle breaks and an offload helped him out a little bit, and then them having too much ball stopped him from getting too many tackles there. So 37, in hindsight now, it's like, oh, yeah, it would have been nice to trade him to Ponga, but, Ponga could still get 30, right? That's, how fantasy goes, as we see here with with guys like Koloamatangi. But Jai Gray copped a HIA in the last 10 minutes. 2 minutes to go. I hope that he's okay. I haven't heard any news on him so far for Jai, but I do hope that he's there and available next week against the Tigers. And if he's not, then he'll obviously be a looper for my side, or potentially a trade-out target if he's out for the week and I want to use that cash that he's built up. The 77 into a 35 means he'll go up again. Not too much, as if he got 60 plus again. But 8 tackle breaks for him. A couple of errors was a little bit annoying. Good run meters and 5 tackles for 1 miss. Can't ask for too much more. He did outdo Munster. So for those that did jump on and Cam, it's a low one for him at 34, unfortunately. 23 tackles for 3 misses there. 127 run meters. 71 on the kicking side. Not great. 3 misses, 2 errors there in that one. A forced dropout. But yeah, they took away, I think, the try saver turnover tackle is what he had to have him up at about the 40 mark pre-update. So a tough one with Munster. And obviously it's the fact that he's missed a lot of games. He's also going to be a little bit more conservative on that groin at certain times. And yeah, just a bit of a punt, I think. Obviously at a cheaper price at $5.89, so you only need him to score in the 40s for it to be worth it, sort of 45 to 50. But a 34 in this one is not a good start for those that did jump on. I think there were a bunch, not a heap in sort of the top 1,000. I think it was 20, I believe. And he wasn't very highly owned last week. So not a crazy deal, but there are people out there that did jump on, and I hope that he can have some better weeks in the near future for you. Tane Mill, 31. Jack Howard, 28. So yeah, you probably look at those stat line and go, 15 tackles, 171 run meters. He should be scoring more than that, but it was just 8 negatives, 2 tackle breaks, no offloads, no attacking stats, just for 28 for him. So a little bit of a tough one. Walker with 37. Yeah, obviously, I don't think you take that loop. You go for some upside. Guys could score 28, 25, 20, 21, 25, 50. Take the upside chance on that one. Cody's 27, not too great. Anderson with the try, 24. But Keon Koloamatangi, this is disgusting. He was on 21 in about, I think, 30 minutes, and then picked up 1 point now in the last 25 minutes, which is pretty gross. 4 missed tackles, an error for him. Only 23 made after attempting 27 in 55 minutes against a team that had the ball plenty. Obviously shows that they were spreading it left to right a fair bit. And yeah, bumping off tackles and things like that through the middle. And they're only 95 meters, no tackle breaks, no offloads. It's definitely one of the worst games of his career, especially this year with how well he's gone, up to 804K, and was even higher before the last couple of weeks. So that's a frustrating one after a good month or so of footy for Keon. And hopefully it is a bounce back next week, because yeah, I don't want to be getting any of these lower scores going forward. But the main issue here was the fact that Gray copped a shot in the ribs last at the start of the game, and then Keon Koloamatangi was limping as well for a good portion of this game. So, and 2 games in a row with 55 minutes is a bit of a worry for sure. So keep an eye out on that, and hopefully he's good to go and gets back to a better score next week, because that was disgusting. Now, Mazelis ended up playing 29 minutes, so with Cook out there, he's still getting some good minutes there. Very, very ideal that Cook is still playing the 80, which is at least a win for this week. Jacob Gagai with a 19, not so good on that front. McDonald, Shaq Mitchell, Va'alepo, and Lewis and Kepi. So Kepi, 5 in 32 minutes with 7 missed tackles. So yeah, they're never going to win this game with guys like him missing 7, Keon missing 4, Murray missing 8. Not ideal there for this side. So that's the first game. Glad to get that one out of the way. Hopefully you personally didn't have too many Rabbitohs. I had 4 of them and 2 Storm players. Only one of them doing well there. And Whiten being sufficing there with a 46 at his price point. So yeah, I think I've lost my early on. I'm going to declare it. Congrats to Will from NRL Fantasy Fanatics in our round of 16 head-to-head. He has Koloamatangi at least, but no one else other than Hughes and Grant in that game. So I do think that might cook me. Hopefully I have some players that really dominate this week. I had Blore in this one that he didn't have. I had Cook. So yeah, hopefully some of the guys on his side can get in the 30s as well. And then I can get some random guys to hit a big score for me. But yeah, wish me luck in that one. I'm going to declare that I've lost already, so that maybe we'll get some luck on the other side of that. But good luck with the rest of the games this week. I hope they go better than that for when you have a good chunk of players, like it did for me last week. But yeah, we'll move on and hopefully feel a little bit better come later this afternoon with some good scores. See you guys.